take you far, far away to a place you've never heard of and a place you'll never go.
Things. So this is us. This is the Earth.
This is.
Oh, sorry. This is us. This is the Earth in here.
Yeah, where
this
we
is
are.
us. What's this bit?
This bit would be another realm or dimension.
So this isn't like, where's Mars?
So these would be the planets.
Okay.
Okay, so the
The planets are still like, they're still solid. The planets.
No, they just look like luminaries. I've seen the planets through cameras and they just look like lights. Mars, Venus, they just look like lights. The biblical or religious scriptures say God separated the waters above from the waters below. Flew. So Admiral Byrd says he flew from America. Talked about it. So yeah.
How is there not like 200 planes?
I know. Maybe they are, that's what we're saying. So those who know about this, they leaked. I think, possibly, who's to say they're not? We know. How do we know all our gold is not being siphoned up here?
We know all our gold is not being siphoned up here.
What happens, so when they send a rover to Mars...
This is where it becomes tricky, right? These planets are all different suns and moons for the different realms.
To go in where?
So here's another bombshell. Not only do I think there's more land on the outside, I think there's more land on the inside, in the North Pole. I think there's a continent in the North Pole.
I had my eyes closed, my ignorance was bliss. But then it died slow as I replaced it with my fist. Now
Okay, so the X-Men were based on the descriptions of the African powers. So Logan, who is Wolverine, that is the stolen energy from Ogun, the god of metal. Ogun carries 3 machetes in each hand. Wolverine, when he gets upset, he gets 3 machetes on each hand. And the name Logan itself actually reveals evidence from whence they stole the idea, because when you drop the L off Logan, you get Ogan, O-G-A-N. You turn the A to a U, you get Ogun, which is the god of metal in Africa. I'm actually a child of Ogun. Okay, then we go to Halle Berry's Storm. Storm was stolen from the African power Oya. Oya is the feminine energy of the wind, the hurricane, the tornado. She's the bringer of change, and she's also the carrier of the ancestors. So Storm was stolen from Oya. Thor was stolen from Shango, the most popular of all the Orisha, or the powers of the West, from the West African spiritual system called Ifa, practiced by the Yoruba. Thor's colors are red and gold, Shango's colors are red and gold. Thor's element is thunder, Shango's element is thunder. Thor carries a double-sided axe, Shango carries a double-sided axe. Aquaman is Olokun, and we could go on and on and on, but all of the X-Men and the Marvel comic heroes, most of them are nothing but the stolen gods of Africa, given a different name and turned into white men and white women.
Well, they steal most of our stuff,
Yes.
so that ain't no surprise.
Yes. Dr. King was a Christ. Malcolm X was a Christ. Medgar Evers was a Christ. Fred Hampton was a Christ. Booker T was a Christ. Nat Turner was a Christ. Denmark Vesey was a Christ. Gabriel Prosser was a Christ. The Prince of Pan-Africanism is a Christ. You can never see God, but you can feel his energy through his chosen ones that he sends. And guess what, brothers and sisters? All of you are Christ. Every black woman is a Christ. Every black man is a Christ. If we can only get in touch with our divine core from which to live our life in such a way that we can achieve anything that we want. We don't have to look for anything outside. What we need for African redemption, what we need for African liberation, what we need for African resurrection is in here. Garvey found it. Malcolm found it. King found it. Patrice Lumumba found it. Nkrumah found it. Biko found it. Cabral found it. Kamathi found it. Touré found it. Julius Nyeri, they found it. And they lived from it. Menelik II found it. His Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, he found it. Queen Nzinga found it. Ya Asantewaa found it. Ida B. Wells, Fannie Lou Hamer, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Solomon Northrop, they found the Christ lying inside of all of us. Reach down, black man and woman, as Garvey said, and pull out the Christ that is buried deep within your soul. And the reason we have trouble finding the Christ is because it's been covered up with propaganda. It's been covered up with religious doctrine. It's been covered up with media socialization. It's been covered up with public school miseducation. You have to pull it away, pull off all the silt and all the rubbish and all the soil that covers up your Christ energy. We are all the X-Men. Do you get it? We are the X-Men. We are the superheroes. Every man and woman African in the world is a superhero. You got a special talent that God gave you, just like Superman, just like Incredible Hulk, just like Wonder Woman. You got a special God-given talent that you have to find. And by the way, all those comic book characters are stolen African deities. By the way, all those comic book characters are stolen African deities. By the way, all those comic book characters are stolen African deities. Superman is an archetype of Shango. Thor is an archetype of Shango. Incredible Hulk is an archetype of Ogun. Wolverine is an archetype of Ogun. Wonder Woman is an archetype of Oya. Aquaman is an archetype of Olokun. Every single superhero that exists was created, fabricated, and plagiarized from the divine conscious energy and information through which God sent the Orishas, the Loas, the Abusums, and the Netters. We are divine. We are divine. And we're going to have to find our divinity in order to achieve our liberty. We're going to have to find our, not no religion. Stop running to religion. You can't find divinity in a book. Your divinity is in no book. I have the Bible, I have the Quran. I read them both. I love those books. They don't compare to the Holy Odu Ifa, but I love those books. I read the Old Testament. All of those books are plagiarized versions of the traditional African Medu Neter and other Nile Valley spiritual texts. So I don't have no problem with the Bible. It was taken from me. I have no problem with the Quran. It was taken from me. I have no problem with the Old Testament. It was taken from me. So I'm not against religion, but you cannot find your divinity in nobody's book, in nobody's church, in nobody's mosque. The only place you're going to find your divinity is in you. The only place you're going to find your divinity is in you. No priest can give it to you. No preacher can give it to you. No bishop, no saint, no imam. The only place you're going to find God, the only place you're going to find your own personal connection to the Most High consciousness that runs this world is in you. You can go to church. That's where you fellowship with people looking for God. You can go to the mosque. That's where you fellowship with people looking for God. But the most holy place, the most sacred place in all of humanity, the most sacred place in this universe, and only there will you find your creator waiting to meet you. And that is right here in the heart of heart and in the soul of souls, brothers and sisters. That is right here in the heart of heart and soul of souls. And that's why Jesus started in the temple, but he had to get out. Muhammad started in the temples, but he had to get out. Buddha started in the temples, he had to get out. Krishna started in the temples, he had to get out. Religion is a bridge. It is not a home. Religion is a bridge. It is not a home. Religion will take you from point A to point B. It cannot take you to divinity. Only you can take yourself there. Only you can take yourself there. God's chosen people. The biggest lie told is that religions were chosen. God didn't choose the Muslims. God didn't choose the Christians. God didn't choose the Hebrews. God's chosen people are African people. The firstborn of God is the African. The firstborn of God is the African. The Bible says, blessed be the firstborn. If blessed be the firstborn, the African man and woman are the firstborn of the Creator. We are the chosen ones. That's why nobody likes us. That's why nobody likes you. Not the Arab, not the Indian, not the Chinaman, not the Anglo-Saxon, not the Jew, not the Mexican. Nobody likes you. Everyone's jealous of you because you are the chosen ones. Stand up and claim it. Stand up and claim it. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism.
Listen to rap music, listen to all this other garbage music. Even those who's supposed to be in the church. Yes. Even those who's supposed to be in the church. What are they doing? They operate on the level of humans. They're not operating on the level of primordial deities, angelic beings. Hell no. They're on some low energy, low level human shit. Some pile of shit that these Saxons created. Running out some religion. They'll fight over this religion, but they won't fight for their own. They'll stand up for Allah and Jesus and Jehovah. Yes. And God. They'll stand up for these motherfuckers that you can't even see, that somebody put in your head. But they will not stand up for nature. And see, when you understand when you began standing up for nature, what's happening? You are literally operating on the frequency of primordial deity because you're like, wait a minute, you can't do this. I'm a part of nature. So those who identify themselves as humans have problems. Yes, they have huge problems. Something for y'all to think about. All right? Something for y'all to think about. They gotta stop acting like humans. All right? We gotta stop acting like humans. All right? We are primordial deities, and we're supposed to operate on the level of primordial deities. That's the level we're supposed to operate on. All right? We must have the frequency. We operate on the frequency of what you call the gods. All right? Something we gotta think about. Catch you guys later.
Boy, LeBron the devil, boy. That boy the real life devil, boy. Niggas don't know he with the boule. I got a whole video coming up on LeBron. Check his chest tattoo. That's all you need to see. That's another video. But he comes up today because he plays a major role. It started with Jordan. It all started with Michael Jordan, y'all. Michael Jordan came to the NBA in '84 and he was a regular person and they couldn't do nothing with him. He tapped into his guy D8. He was out there fucking them robots up. He wasn't supposed to do none of what he did. Why do you think like when he won, like for example, like everything Jordan was doing, he wasn't supposed to do. People didn't know because people was so far behind. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a clue what was going on. You thinking them regular niggas out there, Magic Johnson, them niggas regular niggas. Hell no, them niggas robots, and it was already staged and it was about money. He out there busting them niggas' ass. He gave Larry Bird motherfucker 63 at the Garden, nigga. They was like, hold on. Larry Bird was like, hold on, nigga. That's, see what I'm saying? Larry Bird a mock robot. Sent that. They hold on. How the fuck, hold on, how the fuck he doing this? Because if you know anything about Jordan when he came out of college, he wasn't like the man. Yeah, he went number 3, but nigga, he wasn't the man. He wasn't better than Sam Bowie. He wasn't better than motherfucking James Worthy and considered better than them niggas. Kenny, even though he wasn't. Nigga better go do the story, read Jordan's story again, nigga. He worked hard every year and got better and better and better and better and better and better. His work ethic. And then he playing against fucking robots. He a regular person playing against robots. Busting their ass. When he won them championships in the 90s, he was not supposed to win them. That's why they killed this daddy. He wasn't supposed to win against the Pistons. He wasn't supposed to short Magic Johnson in 91. Magic's supposed to win that title. Mike went there and stole that bitch against robots, man. That's how athletic he is. So they made Mike pay for it by killing his daddy. That shit Mike the fuck up. After that, Mike fell back. They hit him with the gambling. No, first they hit Mike with the gambling, media hoax. Made it sound like he got caught up in gambling. Then they hit him when and killed his daddy. Then they made his ass play baseball for 2 years. Nigga, you think he wanted to play baseball? Nigga, they made him do that, nigga. Mike shut the fuck up. Mike been quiet since. Why you think you'll see Jordan in the public like that? And then the only next 2 players that came that was real people after Jordan was Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. All right? Now, that's why when Kobe Bryant died, Jordan was crying like that. Nobody asked like, damn, why is Jordan crying so hard? Yeah, he Kobe, but damn, Mike. Nobody put 2 and 2 together. All right? Now, the next person that was a real person was Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was the last real motherfucker to come in the well, Derrick Rose, Kyrie, and Durant. All right? Now, what they doing to Kyrie, MK Ultra, and Durant, they taking him through the same ritual they took Derrick Rose through right now. Jordan was the first real person. Then Iverson and Kobe, they came out in 96. Then Derrick Rose. Then Kyrie, then Durant. Facts. Now, everybody else, robots right now in the game. If I ain't said their name, they robots. They Mach 5s, Mach 3s, Mach 4s, or they flat out synthetic clones. Still robots because all the athletes have a robotic mechanism to them that makes them appear athletic so they can flow up and down, move up and down. Simulate what we naturally can do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it seems unbelievable to you because you go and play basketball every day. You feel me? You play basketball every day. You see niggas that can dunk. You know niggas that can shoot and cross. So you like, hold on, that gotta be real. No, them robots to simulate what we can naturally do. Why you think there's so many good players that never made it to the NBA? You know how many people I know that got game and never got to the NBA, didn't get a college scholarship in every neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with your talent. It was all about who's willing to sacrifice. All right?
Artificial hair. When you queens gonna really crown yourselves by taking off somebody else's crown. The scripture says that your hair is your glory. Do y'all realize that the hair is an extension of the nervous system? How can your non-ether hair communicate with the sun if you covering it up with somebody else's hair? If you relieve yourself of all these things, this is your true liberation and freedom. Y'all get where we're going with this? Let's see what else.
These motherfuckers want us dead. And all we gonna do is be cute and look like we're going to a goddamn striptease party? Shit, no. It's time to show up and shine like the stars we are, right?
So that's the sirens back. That's why I said on my Instagram, I say, all them days of hunting, these animals in the woods, over with. All that going to the ocean, fishing, them days over with. The sirens back. Mermaids, man, ain't finna play with y'all ass. Y'all go out there that ocean if y'all want to. I guarantee y'all finna be coming up missing. The sirens don't play. Mermaids don't play. Then they sound so beautiful that if you don't know what they is, you'll get lured into their voice. That's one of their gifts. But they spiritual beings, though. And that's what that was he was hearing. And you see, she even made him want to find her. He like, where are you? They got beautiful voices. The camera don't even capture how beautiful the voices sound. See what I'm saying? The camera can never do it justice how beautiful a siren voice is. Feel me? And then what the government do? They came on his boat, took his boat. TikTok kicked him off TikTok. Then he ended up getting in a car accident, I heard. I don't know if it's true, but we know that was no goddamn car accident. We know how this go. You hear me? Yeah, sirens aren't mermaids. Mermaids and mermen are different from sirens. Mermaids just come get you. Feel me? They don't sing and lure you to them. Sirens do that. Oh, yeah, it's finna get real though. But let's finish letting them hear it though. And you see dude played the dolphin sound for him so he could know that it wasn't no goddamn dolphin.
And then this happened.
Mr. Krabs! Come, Mr. Krabs! Tell him, Mr. Krabs! Actually, you know what, homie? I'm gonna throw you back in your ocean. Because we're not catching you. Be free! Be free, homie! Sometimes you gotta let him free, you know? Sometimes you just gotta let him roam free. Let's just walk right back. Let's see if we can find. Oh, yo! Oh, hell no!
Y'all seen that?
Wait, no! No fucking way! Wait, I just threw this overboard. Y'all saw me throw it overboard. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, they're clearly aware of each other's existence and are interacting. Honestly, what's next?
Alright, so listen to this. He at the docks, y'all.
Whatsoever. Until we got into unload. Peep this video. Crazy. At the docks, though? Hey, yo, you hear that?
At the docks, though?
I know what the fuck that is.
He said, at the docks, though?
I know what the fuck that is. That bitch followed me the fuck in. Oh, at the docks, though? No way. No way.
And she followed his ass. Definitely followed him in. Now check this out, right?
I'ma find your ass. You watch. To all 11,000 of you who were with me last night when this video was going live, I appreciate y'all. We witnessed something crazy.
So, he talking about the live because people thought he was lying. You know what I'm saying?
Source 90. The government is legit here. Peep game, let's be sneaky. Now, let's check out these motherfuckers.
So look.
You're gonna be out here doing testing. Testing what?
They came to his boat and started doing testing. You see this? This after, hold on. So, this is after he had been making all those little TikTok compilations of hearing these sirens, right? Then the government decides to come to his boat and do testing all of a sudden. And then after that, his TikToks get deleted. And then after that, it's reported that he's supposed to get in some type of car accident. Now, you put all that shit together and you let me know what it is.
Hey, so what kind of food y'all gonna feed us? Red 40, TBHQ, sodium steroid lactylate, and high fructose corn syrup. It sound good, don't it? We making cancer. Where the food at? Yeah, the food is inside of that stuff. Don't you mean that stuff is inside of the food? No, I don't mean that. And we put that shit in everything too, bitch. So eat up.
What herbs to take to quit smoking? For one, you're gonna need glutathione. Glutathione will actually break your addiction from smoking. Then another one is called quassia chips. Quassia chips is very good for stopping addiction as well. But then after that, you need to cleanse your lungs. And if you go back to the beginning of this video, where we talked about lung warts, where we talk about eucalyptus, where we talked about ginger, fenugreek, we talked about mullein leaf, we talked about colt's foot, we talked about all these other different herbs. These herbs will help you cleanse your lungs and expectorate mucus from the lungs, will actually make your breathing quality better. And there's nothing wrong with doing diaphragmatic breaths and literally working on that diaphragmatic muscle, because that's what makes your wings expand, or what we call your lungs. So that's what I would do for that. But if you want to quit smoking, you're going to have something to break that. You have to break the addiction. You have to really, really want it for yourself and break the addiction of 3 bitters. 3 bitters are amazing. My bitter one have a bunch of quassia chips in it. Once you change your palate and your taste bud, cigarette smoke will taste nasty to you.
Melanin pigment, right, is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this? It has this incredible ability to hold on to and transduce and manipulate electrons, electronic energy, and photons, photonic energy. It's a fascinating molecule.
Have you ever heard of Ronald, Donald, and Harold Murphy, aka back then were known as the full-blooded Choctaw triplets, right? 3 Choctaws from Oklahoma, from Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Now, I want you to pay attention to these 3 brothers here, right? Because the question is, have American Indians been able to manipulate their hair to appear straight before the Europeans showed up and even after? Because, these look like 3 so-called Negro men now that they grown. And I mean, what you think they look like? I mean, cause this is all about hair, right? Y'all make this about hair. I'm telling y'all, this is all about hair, right? What do you do when the Dawes Commission show up and you see this or this? Or what about when you see somebody looking like this in Oklahoma? And not just in articles back then, but even to this day, they still recognize this full-blooded Choctaws in the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma.
I know my life is on the line, I'm talking. But I know ain't nobody gonna touch me, I'm too high profile. I'm not Triple X. So y'all can't take me out. But I bet you get off my publishing, I bet you I get my festival, and I bet you I get off of Universal. And I bet you y'all talk to Adidas again.
And we gotta do this a little different, but it's still the same. So get your ass in class, tune in, turn me up. Whether you're watching me through your YouTube feed or you're watching me on your cell phone, however you're hearing this message, turn it all the way up to the max capacity. I need you to listen to me with your soul right now. As you know, we do not discriminate. So the university is open to everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, tall, short, blue, red, green, Vice Lord, GD, Blood, Crip. I already know I don't care about none of that. I don't care if you're gay, straight, Christian, Muslim. None of that matters. All I see is spirits and souls when it comes to the university. This is a spiritual, philosophical institution that the ancestors told me to bring down to this material plane. So it'll never be stopped. Nothing will stop the message from spreading. Nothing will stop the Kundalini energy from rising on the planet. And I miss and I love you all deeply. I know many of y'all been waiting to hear from me directly, so now you get a chance to hear from me directly. In this message, I'm gonna let you all know what's going on and how the university will be moving forward. As you know, I'm pretty sure all y'all know I was found guilty. I was wrongly convicted and over sentenced for a crime I did not commit. But we're gonna hold our heads and we're gonna stay strong, because you have to understand something. Everything happens in divine order, and I'm not gonna lie to you and say it's easy. No, it's not easy. It's hard on myself, it's hard on my wife, my kids, my family, and as well as my cosmic family, which is you all who are listening now. But at the end of the day, everything happens once again in divine order. I'm a divine being. I'm a non-ether being, luminous being, one of the original 23 scientists of the cosmos who was sent back. I'm a prophet, a revolutionary, a poet, a philosopher, a yogi. So I've been sent back to help free all the souls on this planet. This isn't my first lifetime here. I've been here many lifetimes, and in every lifetime I came here, right, which I've only told you all about 2, right? So I told you all about the lifetime when I was Toussaint L. Overture in one of my past lives, and now you know me in this life as Rashad Jamal. But my cosmic name is Divine Insight. So Rashad Jamal is just the avatar that I have incarnated into within this lifetime, and Toussaint L. Overture is the avatar that I incarnated in one of my past lives. But they are supposed to attack me. You know, they are supposed to attack me. Right now, we are going through an appeal process as well, so I can't really go too deep into actually what happened, you know, with the case and the trial. But once again, I will say I was wrongly convicted, and I was over sentenced, and a lot of it had more to do with who I am as this prophet, this revolutionary, this black activist, this philosopher, this poet that's spreading the word of Almighty God, of the ancestors on this planet. And this was bigger than the mother of my child. This was bigger than the county. This came from up top. This came from the big dogs. So I always teach you about the people that's actually running the planet, these reptilians and Pleiadians and these fallen angels and Zeus, aka Satan himself. This is an attack. I am a prisoner now of spiritual warfare. That's what I am. But that means that I'm doing my job. I came back to this planet to enlighten and inform and increase the frequency of the planet, as well as help rid this planet of its parasitical invaders, and that is what I am doing, and that's what I will continue to do. So they were supposed to try to set me up. They were supposed to attack me and try to destroy me, but they can never destroy what they did not create. So I was off for 5 years, right? The whole time I sat there and solitary confinement, I could have took the 5 years, but then that would have meant I would have had to plead guilty to a crime that I did not commit, and I will never plead guilty to something I did not do. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, he should have took the 5 years, then he wouldn't have got the 16 years, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, if I pleaded guilty, then I'm basically pleading guilty to something I did not do, so they really win. But if I go to trial, which I did, then I'm found guilty, which we needed 2 not guilties. It was 2 counts. I received not guilty on 1. That's the side that a lot of y'all do not know. I was found not guilty on 1 of the counts. And I was found guilty on 1 of the counts. On the other count, it was 2 counts. So 1 more not guilty, and I wouldn't be talking to you over this phone, over this audio message right now, right? From this concrete jungle. However, we have to understand that this is Satan's kingdom on planet Kai. We know that he was kicked out of the cosmos, and he came down here with the fallen angels and the fallen gods and waged war with us and caused us to fall in frequency. Right? I have spoken to you. I have expounded to many of you within the university about the history of this planet anciently. So these individuals know who I am. Like they know who every one of you are. So they were, once again, they supposed to attack me, right? And if it means that I have to sit and suffer for standing in the name of righteousness, for spreading the word of Almighty, of the gods, of the ancestors, then that means that that's something worth suffering for. I don't consider that suffering at all. I consider it a blessing to have enemies in high places. I consider it a blessing to stand up in righteousness, because I understood coming down to this planet, like I always told you, this is mission impossible. And I have unplugged so many of you from this matrix. I've helped lead so many souls back to their spirit, back to their higher self, and I'm helping raise the frequency. I'm cosmic royalty. I am one of the ancestors' finest warriors. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of them. The finest warriors the ancestors have in the cosmos. They know they can say, I go planet to planet. This is the first planet I came to doing this. I'm a grandmaster teacher, right? So we expected this, right? We expected them to try to, if they don't try to kill you, they kill your character. They assassinated the prophet Malcolm X, and the prophet Dr. and the prophet Gandhi, Muhammad Gandhi. These are prophets, right? They don't like to call them, but these individuals were, and there's many more, but they were assassinated with bullets. They assassinated Rashad Jamal with lies. But either way it goes. Anytime you stand up on the front line, which I am on, and you go toe to toe with Zeus and the fallen, they're going to come for you, because we have yet to regain the balance on this planet. But it is coming though. So this is nothing more but the will of the Most High. This is the will of the ancestors, right? And may their will be done. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a little rich with you. I'd rather be at the crib chilling with the wife and the kids and on YouTube talking to y'all right now. But I have to respect the will of the ancestors. They know what is best. And it is awful and bad. We have to put the ego to the side and trust the universe, trust the process. It's not over, right? My situation is being used to shed light and bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of negativity still taking place on this planet. There's a lot of unrighteousness still taking place on the planet. That racism is at an all-time high, right? So I went to trial within the county where it's ran by the Dixie Mafia. A lot of y'all never heard of that. Google it, though. See what I'm saying? I went to trial where they're still waving Confederate flags. Although I live in Atlanta, right? That's not where I went to trial at. You know? There's a lot of racism involved. Like I said, I can't go into the details of the case. But there's a lot of things that took place leading up to the trial or leading up to my arrest. But I will not stop teaching. I will not stop spreading the word of the ancestors. I will not stop standing in righteousness. I'm going to sit in this fire, because I know that I'm divinely protected. I know that my family is divinely protected. I know that my cosmic family, you all, my soul tribe, we're divinely protected. I am omnipresent spirit. I am omnipresent soul. I am everything. This is just one vessel that my spirit works through. I am everything, and so are you. So I am the water. I am the fire. I am the air. I am the element of earth. I am the animals. I am the plants. I am the minerals. I am the wind. I am the stones. So you may see this vessel in a cell, but yet I still exist. Like the goddess Maya Angelou said, they could try to hold me down and hold us back, but yet we still rise. Now we rise. Nothing stops that. Although I'm sitting right now in this concrete jungle, let me remind you of the prophet Paul, right? He was a god, but in their Bible, they all the stories about they make it like Eurocentric, right? They show you human beings. But Paul was a god. A lot of people forget that the whole books of Romans, and Philippians, and Corinthians, and all these books, my Christians and my so-called Christians, even my Muslims, right? All those books were written from jail. Why did Paul go to jail? Because Paul was spreading the word of the Most High. He was spreading the word of the ancestors. He was speaking out against the church. Is that not what Rashad Jamal has done? Do I not speak out against the church? Do I not speak out against Zeus and Satan, Zeus, aka Satan, and the fallen? Yes, that's what I do. That's what I will continue to do. The prophet Yahweh, aka Jesus, who, like I always told you, the story is real, but he was not. Jesus, we know that's Zeus, another name for Zeus, but the story, they stole Yahweh's, but the prophet Yahweh's story was stolen. It was rewritten, and it was rewritten, and then they gave you this white Jesus, right? But the prophet Yahweh, why did they attack him? He never hurt anybody. He was just spreading the word of the ancestors. He was reminding people that ye, literally, let me quote him, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Does Rashad Jamal, did Rashad Jamal not teach you the same thing? I'm here to help you remember who you are. I'm here to bring unity on the planet. I'm not racist at all. I call the human beings our kings and queens. Blacks and Latinos are gods and goddesses. I show love to all because each and every one of you are my reflection, and I am your reflection. Whatever energy I send to you, I send to myself. So that's why I bless the prosecutor. I bless the judge. I bless the mother of my child who set me up with this case. I bless her. I send her blessings. I want her to succeed. I want every individual that speaks negative about my wife, my family, my cosmic family, myself to succeed. Because I understand that beyond the veil, we are one. I'm not caught up in the illusion of duality. See, Zeus, how did he take this world from us? He took it through division. Divide and conquer. Right? And we shall heal it through unity. You got to see past the illusion. This is one big cosmic dream. None of it's real. The only thing that is real is that the only thing there is you. There's nothing other than yourself. Everything around you is you. Remember that.
Okay, let's see what happens when I go buy the baby formula, which is right over there.
Y'all know I always do it big, right? So on July 22nd, 2022, the United States government released the African off our name, which turns us back into indigos, which turns us back into aboriginals, which means that we're the original landowners. So this is big because they gave us our land back in 2022, but they didn't tell us. If you go, I'm going to show you the document. I'm going to post the document. I'm going to put the link up where you can go download the peace treaty, the 1866 peace treaty. Remember I told you, that's what governs this land. The Constitution doesn't govern this land. And under the peace treaty, they told them they cannot charge us or make us pay anything in this land because this is our land. And now it's starting to make sense because the shit's crazy because I saw the White House up for sale. I saw, and that probably explains on why they letting people steal in California. Now I hate to put it that way, but that's I look at it as recreation, but it looks like that's why they letting these people just go in stores and steal, because they have no jurisdiction over these people at all, and they can't lock them up, and they can't put them in jail. Because that's starting to make sense. If they redid the peace treaty and took the African off our name, now we go back to Indigos, which means that we are the original landowners. We are the aboriginals. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna post the documents, man. Just give me time. Y'all know I gotta get this paper first, because I gotta support the family. But when I get in and sit down, I'm gonna put the link up to where you can go download the peace treaty from the government website. Man, this is big, bro. This is big. Like I say, it's up to us now. We gotta enforce this shit now. They gave it back to us.
They're working on
secretly.
it. They are working on it.
We don't put them on black.
And also, when you do
the prayer thing, I'm like, they steady saying like he ain't supposed to talk back to you and all and I started realizing, bro, I'm just guiding myself. And it's like having these things around me, I start realizing, bro, when I'm praying, I'm talking to myself. So I'm like, am I God? I'm like, if I'm technically a kid, I'm my father for sure. I'm watching my face turn into my father a little more every day as I get older. I'm like, gee, I'm talking to myself. So I gave up that religion part and I'm just more spiritual.
Our giving praises to our ancestors was not worshiping our ancestors. A person of higher elevation in science does not worship something that they know they already are. They connect with it and they form certain rituals that represent the dynamics of that which was the becoming of themselves.